start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions, press 2.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nobody take no cornbread from me. Nobody take no cornbread from me.
Yes, we are live. We're live, y'all. Believe it. Welcome to Freedom Friday. The show is brought to you by justinform.com, a social media site that doesn't steal your data, doesn't sell you out. Shout out to the Truth Bomb activist, Suzanne, Helen Ford, the whole crew. Everybody, give it up for them. Show is also brought to you by Tim Black's official Wolfpack, Fred Lexo, Hugh Mams, Frederick Murphy, Buck Bewley, Roseanne Matarana, Truth Can't Be Silenced. Everybody who supports the Tim Black Show, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all. It's Freedom Friday, 319-527-6212. In just a couple seconds. All right. We're in the house. Yes, we are. We're in the house. What's up, everybody? Good to go. Let you know. All right, all people. My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Freedom at Night, Freedom Friday, Tim Black at Night, Freedom Friday show, where you become the voice on the other end. This is your show, actually. That's why I do Freedom Fridays. I do it for you. I'm all talked out by Friday come. I done talk Monday, Tuesday, did a bunch of production on Wednesday, Thursday, and it's crazy. So by Friday, I'm counting on you to spit some game, guys. Give it up for that. But since I love talking, and I can somehow find it in me, always, I like to start off by opening up the show. Let me just make sure everybody can hear and everything's cool, man. Been doing some changes to my system because we've been running into roadblocks. Looks like we're all good to go. I just want to make sure my people out there on YouTube can hear everything. YouTube people. Can you hear anything, YouTube people? Bonjour, humans. Blast off with Frederick Murphy. Buck Bewley, I would call in, but I sound like a hillbilly Barry White. Hillbilly, give it up for hillbilly Barry White, y'all. You'll never find. I'm trying to think. Barry White. That's bad. I blanked out on Barry White. I just did a Lou Rawls on Barry White. Juicy. We see and hear you fine. Thanks, Fred. Thank you. Killer Fuzzball up in the house. 712 DAL. Kush in the house. Kush, the 4-letter word dropping. Boom, 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 man. Drops more four-letter words than anybody else. Michael Mike, the Russian bot. Oh, man. Michael Mike gonna get our show shut down with his Russian botism. His Russian botisms. Dolores Pierce is in the house on the Facebook side. Can Facebook hear everything? Is Facebook getting the sprinkles? Y'all get that? That's facts. I'm sprinkling facts. Look, this is facts. Yeah, the Democratic Party rigged the 2016 election. There you go. That's sprinkling a little facts right there. That's what that is. Give it up for Mark Stefanski, George Scheller, David Campbell Rose, Wade, Aloha Rose, how are you? Julie Pulley, Jim Bird, Lisa Francia. Thank you, Lisa, for being a new fan, a top fan even. Karen Richardson, Ginger Liberty, Dale Weaver, Steve Wolf, Brandt, put the T on it, Brandt. Put it in there. Robert Downs, Louis Ann. Right? That would be Louise Ann, not Louis. Hey, Louise, how you doing? How's the family? What you got on my 40, homie? Okay, we're going to kick it off, y'all. We're going to get it going now. I'm going to start the show, guys, because I pulled up a couple of stories, a couple of topics that I want to rant on a little bit and see what you guys, get your juices flowing, get you ready to make your phone calls. So we're going to talk a little bit about Amy Klobuchar. Let's do an Amy Klobuchar for 300, guys. See, this is our presidential field as it stands today. Now, don't get me wrong, I could be off. By the time I did this show, but since the last time I checked, which was early this morning, and now someone else could have jumped in the race because we know how thick the Democratic field is becoming, right? So anyway, as far as I know, this is it for right now, okay? It could be more people coming. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So right in the smack dab middle of this list is a candidate running by the name of Senator Amy Klobuchar. She's a Democrat out of Minnesota. And Amy Klobuchar, she said some things, and there was some coverage of her on MSNBC that I want to share with you guys, because I think we should talk about it. So why not talk about it, right? So let's see. Amy Klobuchar for 300. We're going to go there. Let's see if we can get this to load up on Amy Klobuchar.
And that's how you brew it.
My king, this corn syrup was just delivered.
That's not ours. We don't brew Bud Light with corn syrup.
Miller Lite uses corn syrup.
Let us take it to them at once.
Oh, brewers of Miller Lite, we received your corn syrup by mistake.
That's not our corn syrup. We received our shipment this morning. Try the Coors Light capsule.
Oh, brewers of Coors Light, is this corn syrup yours?
Oh, yeah, that is our corn syrup. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup.
Presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar setting herself apart from her 2020 Democratic rivals during a key stop in the state of Iowa last night, pointing out one key difference.
I am an underdog because I think I'm at number 6 or 7, but I am moving up, which is a good place to be, with my snow globe intact.
There you go. I want to get my panel back in. A.B. Stoddard, Philippe Reines, and Jason Johnson. A.B., I go to you first. Because do you think a male candidate would ever look at themselves and say, I'm an underdog? Is she underselling herself? Like, I look at that and I want to be like, come on now, Amy Klobuchar. I saw you at the Kavanaugh hearings. You were the champion.
I think actually that's a tactic to deploy, and I think men use it as well. It's lowering expectations. And she's also trying to differentiate. I mean, she's trying to sort of say, I'm drowning here in the moderate lane because this is a wacky party of out-of-control socialists. So I'm the underdog in this really left-wing party. And it's good to lower expectations because then you can beat them. And then she also, like I said, I think it's a signal to donors and people who are desperate for Biden and other, maybe Governor Hickenlooper and other sort of centrist, more pragmatic candidates to get in, that she's their woman at this point. And I liked that she mentioned the snow globe, which she's thrilled about now. It is definitely an asset.
It's an iconic moment. That's an excellent point. Philippe, when you look at this, what do you think about her position? Because one of the issues is the center isn't sexy. I watched her town hall the other night, and when she was speaking truth about how hard it is to actually pay for a lot of progressive ideas, she kind of got this. And what she was doing was being realistic.
Well, that's a fundamental choice they're all going to have to make over the next year is, do they want to bank on being realistic and telling hard truths to an audience? In her case, was a college university, where she was saying tuition shouldn't be free? Or do you realize that maybe the primary voters don't want to hear you be honest if it's that they're not going to get what they want? And I would hope that her approach is the one that wins, not her particularly, but that full honesty. But I don't know, because it really depends on what kind of purity. Uh-oh, he's laughing at us.
Again, I can feel like the
I can
fire.
feel this isn't going to be yelling. He's going to be laughing.
What America do you guys live in? The president of the United States ran on building a wall and creating a space force. Since when does somebody go practical and centrist when they're running for president? That's how you lose. You have to tell people your fantasy about what you want to create in this country. Even if you can't do it, people want to know what your dreams are. Running for president is aspirational. If I just want to find out what your party position is, I can go to your website. But I want to hear someone says, look, I dream bigger than what we have right now. I want more than we have right now. Yeah, we may not get it done in my term. It may take 2 or 3 terms, but that's my dream.
I don't know, Jason. Maybe people are kind of tired of false promises.
This guy, the guy in the White House right now is still winning, and he'll probably get reelected next year on false promises.
You're not going to out false promise him.
Well, I'm not saying lying, but I'm saying having a dream of what you want to create in America is what makes you a candidate.
I mean, look, in 2015, I winced when Hillary Clinton would not go along with 100% free tuition. It was a silly wedge to allow Senator Sanders to use. She wanted 99%. Just give the 100%. If 1% goes to Don Jr., okay, we'll deal with that later. Be aspirational. I was surprised this past week on both college education and a few other things that people are making issues out of things that they should just...
Why? Isn't that a way that they could start to pull Republican voters?
Look, the party is far more concerned about the direct...
All right, I can't listen to any more of that crap. I can't do it, guys. I would love to do it, but I can't do it. Won't do it. Can't listen to much more of it. Can't do it. All right, so guys, there was so much wrong with that particular episode. Who was that lady on MSNBC? Who was that lady who was leading the discussion? It was her show, obviously. At least she's the host of the show. We know it wasn't her show because it's not her platform. She's on someone else's platform. My point being is she was horrible. And she's probably one of those types of people that I would frame where I would say, you know what, this is the country that we paid for because you're the person that's running it. It's people like her that are making America so sucky. Those are people that keep us stuck in incrementalism and pragmatism. And they go, I like mediocrity. This is good stuff. Let's keep it the same. Ooh, if it was for people like her and the first lady who talked, who I don't know either, black people would never, ever would have been able to sit where they want on a bus, more or less drive a car, and I'd be pulled over every block. Like, we're still working on that part. But, you know, the incremental people are like, you know, everything's pretty much cool. I mean, because I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you know, I grew up middle class, so I'm all good. And me and my friends, we got cars when we were 15 and 9 months when we took driver's ed. So we're fine. But the rest of America sucks, and that's just their problem. So it's people like that. But back to the crux of the issue. Amy Klobuchar, she's being accurate when she says that she's in the middle of the pack. I would say she's even further behind the middle of the pack. But see, I haven't looked at, there are a couple of people who are running who I haven't paid any attention to. And the attention I have paid to Amy has been bad. Based on her performance, has been bad. And everything I've been hearing about her has been bad. So yeah, I mean, to say she's in the middle would be generous. Because once people like Joe Biden, if he gets into the race, people like Beto O'Rourke, if he gets into the race, she's going to slide down even further. She's going to be right between the cadenza and the end table is where she's going to be sitting at. And that's going to be because, you're right, she's not aspirational. Who was that black dude on the show? He at least had a vision. He understood it. And that guy, the consultant that talked about Hillary, he used to work for Hillary. I covered him. So he's part of her incrementalist BS that she spewed. That was part of his job. But yeah, man, as I listen to, like, everything I'm hearing about Amy has been bad, about how she treated staff and whatnot. I mean, really sadistic stuff. Like, gosh, man, like talking to her staff like they were dogs. These are not good things. These are not things that push you beyond the middle of the road, if even to the middle of the road. But even I set that aside, man, I heard a young man in the town hall on CNN ask her a very straightforward question about college tuition. He described the situation of being bogged down with bills, school debt. Then he talked about his friends with even more, school debt. Now, the guy's only 23 years old, and he can barely, eat because he has so much school debt. And he goes to Amy Klobuchar. He says, what will you do to help us? Right? And whatever you do, do you support free tuition, free community college or free local or any type of free tuition for people like me who are struggling with school debt? And would you please, Amy Klobuchar, please start your sentence, your response to this question with a yes or a no, then proceed to go. And what did Amy Klobuchar do? She immediately went to word salad. She skipped over him as if he didn't say yes or no. She totally blew that shit off and just did an Amy Klobuchar. Now, I don't care. I know that Donald Trump, he made reference to her. He called her the snow globe lady or something. That's actually something she's using now to her benefit. Because once Donald Trump gives you a name, you are somebody. Now you matter. Problem is this. That little clip of your big idea being, ooh, we're going to get some more Pell Grants out. Hey, man, I'm knocking on a half a century and I remember Pell Grants. You got any fresher ideas than that? I read at the door give me in there 50, give me in there 50. Pell Grants, that's a big idea. I mean, if that's like coming out and saying, hey, going to apply for a job to be a master chef at McDonald's and saying, hey, I got a new idea for our cheeseburger. I mean, we already had the cheeseburger. Come up with something new. Oh, I know, chicken McNuggets. We already got nuggets, mofo. Come up with something new. What do we need you for? Oh, I know. How about we serve lattes and coffee like Starbucks? Get this guy out of my McDonald's right away. Get his ass out. That's Amy Klobuchar coming up with ideas we didn't like much before she said them. Or before we hired her. So, and I think people have brought into this thing where, she's a cute little white lady, so that means she's going to be really sweet and nice. And you really are going against the grain when you become worse than me. She's more hostile than I've ever been, or even on my worst day. She is rawr. But that's one way to trick people, man. Get out of their stereotypes. That's good. Make people realize that you thought Tim Black was bad, you need to see Amy Klobuchar. She's a real ass kicker. All right, so but what, like I said, like the guy said, man, what policies do you have that are aspirational? Why do we want you? And it's not about lying to people. The host is bad. She said false promises. Why is it a false promise to say we're going to give the American people what Switzerland has? Why is it a false promise to tell the American people we're going to fight to give you what Sweden has, what Australia has, what Germany has? Why is that a false promise? You know why it's a false promise? Because of you fuckhead. Because you are here. Because we got sellout politicians and we got a system that's being driven by corporations. It's the United Corporations of America. That's why if you say it's unrealistic, the only reason is because we're so damn corrupt. That's why. It's not because it couldn't be done. It could be done, but to do it, you got to move this thing around, dump this, get rid of those people, kick them out, and start anew. And that's not going to happen unless people band together. It definitely ain't going to happen if we watch this show with whoever, what's her face is, Miss Skeletor face with the whole Debbie Downer, we can't do shit, so let's keep on. Let's go find us another Clinton. I wish Hillary was running again. Woo! Yeah, I think I'm a little pumped up, guys. I don't know how you feeling. All right, so back to our grid of who's running. As we all know, Bernie Sanders announces a candidacy this week, and that's a great thing to have another progressive running in the race to go alongside its Tulsi Gabbard. I did a show segment, an episode on both of those issues of Tulsi Gabbard entering the race and Bernie Sanders entering the race. Or Tulsi Gabbard, actually, she entered the race, but has she really entered the race? I mean, let's keep it real, guys. If a tree falls in a forest and no one's there to hear it, did it really fall? Come on now. Yeah, the tree fell, but no one knew it fell. That's sort of like how they've been doing her candidacy, you know? They've been really like shutting her out. They've been really shutting her out, and it's really been sort of depressing to watch. The only time they give Tulsi Gabbard any play is when they want to diss her. You know, it's sort of like, I don't know, they treat her like the Lorenzo Ball of presidential candidates, man. She is the, the Roseanne of presidential candidates. I don't know what you call her, man, the way that they treat her, like a leper. And that's because she's anti-war, okay? So if you're not talking about supporting the war movement, see, we have a peace movement. At least that's what most people who have sane minds really want, is a peace movement. You know, what the Democrats and Republicans have agreed on is what we call a war movement. That's where we move to make war wherever we can. And we just worry about our shit here at home and go, ooh, you know, hey, well, I got stuff going on at home, so I can care less about how many drones we drop, that 90% of our drones hit civilians. That over 90% of our drones hit civilians. But no, we don't want to worry ourselves with that. Netflix has a new special coming out. I heard Killer Mike's going to be on Netflix with trigger warning. We don't care about the drone attacks. Can't be worrying our minds with kids who don't live in our house, nor have our last names. And that's what's really disgusting. But back to Tulsi Gabbard, man. And look, and I think more people would care if more people knew, right? So they don't know because of all the distractions that are going on and their ability to shut people down. And if they could shut down a congressperson, a veteran. I saw Tulsi Gabbard go on The View, and I did a video about this, guys. And they treated Tulsi Gabbard like she was Jussie Smollett. And nonetheless, from Meghan McCain, I mean, the worshiper of veterans, the worshiper of all things interventionist, the worshiper of all things torture. All right? That's what Meghan McCain is. A spoiled, silver spoon, trust fund brat, right? That's what she is, but she always knows how to pander to the military-industrial complex. And she had the audacity to treat an actual veteran with like medals and shit like they were garbage, as if she has she's even earned the right to sit her plump bottom on that fucking stage. Like she has done nothing. Meghan McCain has done nothing. Zero. She hasn't done anything in broadcasting. She didn't even have a podcast. What is she doing on The View? Oh, I know. Her dad, who was a veteran, and Tulsi Gabbard's a veteran, and she still treated Tulsi Gabbard horrible. Horrible. And the reason why? The reason why, folks, is because Tulsi Gabbard supports us bringing troops home. Tulsi Gabbard supports us ending interventionist wars. Tulsi Gabbard does not look around and say, who can we bomb next to make more military-industrial complex money? How can we do more rogue regime change around the globe? How can we further colonize? We the colonizer, let's colonize. Let's get them to do our bidding. And that's why they didn't like us. So that's a very good video I did on the subject. It's doing very well. I just want to point out that, yeah, Tulsi Gabbard is running. And if you people in the media would like to cover a presidential candidate with a little something different, like poise, who doesn't get rattled or emotional. I get emotionally rattled when I get pissed off. I just let it fly, it's sort of my thing. But Tulsi Gabbard's like Cool Hand Luke, you know what I'm saying? She's like nothing. I mean, at one point, they were coming at her on all sides, and she was just sitting in the middle of the ring like, whatever. You know, I've been under fire, you know what I'm saying? I had to lay down suppression fire. I've been in the middle of IED blasts. I done held a comrade's hand while half their leg was blown or missing. You think I'm a trip off Meghan McCain? Whatevs. So that's the type of shit you respected. And I just want to see what happens as we move further along with this. I want to see Tulsi Gabbard get into the debates. And I want to see Bernie Sanders get into the debates. And I want to see Andrew Yang get into the debates, folks. All right, so back to our grid. Andrew Yang. Really cool guy, man. I had the opportunity to interview Andrew Yang last night. If you were unable to watch or listen to the show, we did chop it up. Chop It Up on Thursdays is the show, and he was my guest. And Andrew Yang is a serial entrepreneur. He also is he won the Presidential Ambassador Award for entrepreneurism, and under Obama in 2015. He's also running for president, and he's talking about something that I think we need to strongly consider, which is universal basic income, okay? And we had a great conversation about it and how it works. And as we went further and further along, I realized that he had done his homework, not only on the numbers, not only on the data that supports his argument of why this makes sense, but he also spent time in the field, and that's what really impressed me. He actually got out, he talked to truck drivers who are being downsized drastically, who are being outmaneuvered actually by technology. Okay, so his point is basic, that there are jobs that are going to go away as our environment or as our industries become more and more automated. There are jobs that will go away, not because you are a bad worker, not because your mother dressed you funny, not because you're really not being up to snuff with the hygiene, but because technology is coming. And there's nothing you or I can do to stop it, because it's what's happening. In fact, it's already going on. So as he said, it's not a cliff that we get to. It's this bend, this curve that we're already on. We're riding the curve, baby, and we're getting slower and slower. And it's already starting to pop up where technology is displacing workers. I mean, remember a time when you were a kid growing up, if you were, I don't know, you may remember when there used to be people who actually checked out your groceries. There used to be people who did a lot of jobs that they don't do. There used to be actual people who wipe down your car at a car wash. Like, those people are like, where are those people? I mean, there are jobs that are going away. There's so many other jobs. One of those industries is truck drivers. I'm not trying to repeat everything that Andrew said, because he had it down cold. I mean, he knows his stuff, right? But the bottom line is this. One of the industries hit the most hard is truck drivers, due to the automation of autonomous cars that drive themselves, or autonomous trucks. And there are a large segment of the population, depending on what state you go to, where that is a thriving, booming industry. It's how you can make a whole lot of money, or at least a lot of money, above the median average, wage earner, right? In a job that you did not have to go to college for, right? So don't get me wrong, it's a tough job, as Andrew explained, but those jobs are going to disappear more and more as autonomous trucks that drive themselves enter that industry. So the bottom line, guys, and I'm going to end it on this, guys. universal basic income is not to take away the income you have now. It's not to say, oh, you don't need to get a job, we good. It's to add to what you're making now, right? Because you can't live off the $1,000 a month, which is what Andrew Yang is proposing. You can't live off that, okay? But what it does is keeps you from living in poverty, hopefully. It keeps you able to put food on the table and also be able to use that money to take a class or to do whatever you want to do to kind of change your situation, to kind of put that back into your hands. Also, it enables you to, I don't know, frankly, be able to put food on the table if you need to. Let's say you do get laid off. Well, you got this universal basic income that you can go to. And if it's a family of two, husband and wife, or husband and husband, wife and wife, I don't know. I'm not in your business, but whatever you do, right? Couple people together, living together. And I guess you could be roommates too, I don't know. But yeah, you can pool your resources and be able to make the rent. Pool your resources and keep yourselves living indoors. So that's why I think it's a good idea. And what I like, what's most refreshing, I know I said I was going to end it there, but let me say this. What I find most refreshing is Andrew's like, look, hey, I don't have to be president. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I create businesses. But if people would take my ideas, whoever wins, takes my ideas and strongly considers them and uses them, I'm good with that. Now, don't get me wrong. People are voting for him because they want him to win. People are donating because they want him to win. And they want his voice to be heard on that debate stage. So this is just me speaking. This is not a paid advertisement and nothing like that, okay? Tim Black is an independent operator. I tried, don't nobody want me around, right? Nobody wants to pay me, so I'm not being paid. Nobody wants me. But no, I would like to see Andrew Yang on the debate stage and to be able to speak his truth to power, to be able to speak about this situation that we're in, that people are being faced with right now. And believe it or not, his belief is that we have Donald Trump, not just because he has cool-ass hair, but we have him because large segments of our society, there are people who this is already punishing them. This change in technology, this move to automation has already hurt their pockets. It's already displaced them. It's already eroded their chances or the ceiling of their income. This is already hurting them. The desperation is already setting in. It's already going down. Just because it hasn't hit you yet doesn't mean it's not happening. Yeah, you're warm because you got on a pair of boots and some pajamas, some thermal underwear, but this person doesn't. This person don't have on no thermal drawers, yo. So they're cold. Don't say you don't need the heat on just because you feel good. And that's what keeps happening. That's America in a nutshell. America in a nutshell is one guy with a pair of thermal underwear on and a wool coat and a scarf and some earmuffs going, hey, man, it's warm in here. It's like a toaster oven. And there's another guy in just his boxers and a tank top freezing his ass off. And the other guy gets the mic and he gets to tell everybody how everything's okay. And it's not. All right. Moving on. Is this even? No, this is not in the list. Okay. So we hit Amy. We hit Tulsi. We hit Andrew. Okay. So I got a clip of something that I saw on Twitter, right? This is fun. This is going to be fun, y'all. I just got to find it. All right, so everyone heard about Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett, a lot of conversation about him, okay? That's the actor, as you all know, who, here we go. Let's go back here. Let me set it up a little bit, if this thing will work for me. Oh, no. Don't do that. Hello, 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 hello. Yep. All right. Hope that everything's cool. Hope you guys can hear me. There's an application. I think we got an application issue. I don't know, man. The issue, this stupid software locked up. Hope that everything's cool. Hope you guys can hear me. There's an application. I think we got an application issue. I don't know. There we go. All right, so here we go, guys. Looks like we're okay. Looks like we're okay on YouTube. There you go. I'm back. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Appreciate it, Cheryl Ann Butler. Okay, so anyway, back to Jussie Smollett. Let me just tell you what happened. Okay, so there's some conversation about Jussie Smollett and how this impacts the world, because evidently Jussie Smollett being a scumbag for whatever reason it is that he was a scumbag, right? Making up this hate crime, hoax in his mind, this whatever thing he did, right? Whatever reason that motivated him to do it. There are a lot of people that are saying this is like the worst thing that could happen in the world. And it's with everything that ever happens, both sides try to use it to their benefit. Whatever side can use it will use it and run with it as long as they can. What I've been seeing is people making a bigger deal out of this than really should be made. People, like, don't get me wrong, it's wrong. Okay, I gotta preface it with the obvious. It is wrong to make a false report. It's wrong to make a false report. You don't think I know that? I know it's wrong to make a false report. I said it. There I said it. I hate when people make false reports. I hate it so much every time when I would hear somebody like say they're going to call the cops on somebody doing some random bullshit, like nothing. That's a false report. I hate false reports. I talk about false reports. But let's not make this false report bigger than it was. Yes, he used MAGA hat people. He did. And him being a celebrity makes it a different thing because he's bigger than the average person, so it gets a lot more attention. But I already said he did something that was scumbaggery. I already said it was a horrible thing he did. It was a wrong thing he did. I hate false reports, and him doing it is like a lot worse because he gets a lot more focus, right? So no one, I have never seen or heard anybody go, it's good he did that. That's real good. Like, there's probably people there are probably people who would say it was good that he made a false report, allegedly, because it's still going through the court process, but come on, all right? Oh, but Tim, you believe the Chicago Police Department? Nah, but I believe the two guys that, that he personally knew, who he said, hey, those are the guys, they turned out to be his boys, like his friends. I believe come on, man. Come on, man. Chicago Police Department got nothing to do with those two guys. And stop calling them Nigerian. They were born in Chicago. They were raised on the streets of Chicago. With me and Michelle, listen here, me and Michelle. So anyway, the point is this, guys. Stop making more of Jussie Smollett than needs to be made. Stop trying to make it seem like it's the end of the world. Stop making it seem like, oh no, white guys have been under attack. Stop making it seem so huge. It's wrong. He being charged. He got caught. And yes, of course we're going to talk about it. Of course you talk about it. But let's not act as if it's everything. It's not everything. It's not. I'm sorry. I had the opportunity to interview Bill Duke. Great icon, producer, director, actor, of course, writer, author, right? Great guy. He's got a new book out called The 40 Years, My 40-Year Career in Front of and Behind the Camera, okay? Okay, so get it up for that. And we had a great opportunity. We had a great talk, about an hour talk, right? I put out one clip about Jussie Smollett. And as Bill Duke described, he says, look, there are people who would do anything to try to stay in the limelight. You might do something to try to keep your career going or to help your career. And it's because it's the industry. The industry, Hollywood, is a very tough environment. You here today, gone tomorrow. And it's people's dreams, everything wrapped up in it. And that's not to say that's an excuse, but when you start talking about why somebody would do something so drastic, okay? People do drastic things all the time. There are people risking their lives right now for $20 right now, somewhere in America. There's somebody doing something drastic and horrific. Let's stop acting as if we don't know desperation. Stop acting as if we know everybody's situation. Stop acting as if there are horrible things going on every day. Every day there are people doing shit they should not do. We are acting as if Jussie Smollett somehow invented something new. Not the first person to lie. We got people lying to Congress. We got people lying to the FBI. We got people lying to their mothers and their aunts and their uncles and their cousins and their kids and themselves. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. There was a clip I saw, it was on Twitter. And look, we got to stop doing this. And I really wanted to show it to you, but the system keeps locking up. It's by a woman named Amanda Seales. She's a black woman, and the reason why I'm telling you she's a black woman, because she is a black woman, and second, she somehow makes this Jussie Smollett situation about black people. As if this guy speaks for anybody else. You know, stop making the worst people speak for me. Right? Like, why can't you make Bill Duke speak for me? Why you got to pick Jussie Smollett and make him a reflection of me? Why the worst people do you try to say are a reflection of me as a black man? Why you got to pick the worst guy, the guy that does the wrong thing? Why pick him? Why can't you pick somebody who does the right thing? Why you can't pick a guy who's winning, who's doing it right, who's giving of himself tirelessly, who's not a selfish prick, who didn't just make a fake hoax hate crime call and lie to the world on national TV? Why you got to make that guy a reflection of me? Okay, so that's the first thing, Miss Amanda Seales. So then she went on to say something crazy, like she said Jussie Smollett did not set black people back. Oh, it was kind of convoluted. She said that Jussie Smollett, something about R. Kelly. I don't even know what R. Kelly and Jussie Smollett have to do with each other. Like, you guys talking about Jussie Smollett, and we got R. Kelly walking around. Well, I'm not a vigilante. We also have George Zimmerman walking around. There's a lot of people walking around. We also got Governor Rick Snyder walking around. You know, the guy that poisoned babies in Flint? He walking around too. There's a lot of people. The guy, the Buck guy, Andrew Buck, whatever his name is, he's still walking around. There are a lot of people walking around who, if it was up to me, would not be walking around. Okay? But what does that have to do with each other? What does Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly have to do with each other? So it makes no sense. But here's the cherry on top, guys. She said, if you're going to talk about Jussie Smollett as if he's the bad guy, you got to talk about the real bad guy. Black men who didn't go out and vote for Hillary Clinton. I swear to God, that's what she said. That's what she said, y'all. She blames black men because we didn't go out in sufficient numbers to her to vote against Donald Trump. And my response to that is, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Your braid's too tight. And you know what you're talking about, okay? First of all, if you think that something's wrong with America, just started when Trump got elected, you don't know, you haven't been paying attention at all. You've been watching too much of Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid, because the rest of us have known America's in bad shape for years, okay? So I don't know where the hell you've been. You think, oh, Trump came in and now it's bad. Like we were all skipping, holding arms, skipping hand to hand. Man, it's a great world we're living in. It's great. Whites and the blacks and the Latinos, we get along so fine. And we're just skipping through life. And then Trump came, and then all of a sudden, the Chinese guy pulls out a gun, shoots the black guy gets up, stabs the white guy. Like all of a sudden, because Trump got elected, you think things went to hell. No, things have been in hell. You've been in purgatory all this time. The only reason why you know you're in purgatory or in hell is because you got them glasses that they gave out in They Are Alive. Remember the Roddy Piper movie, They Live? They Live, that's it. The reason why you think, or the reason why now you finally realize that you are living in hell is you got those sunglasses that Roddy Piper got in They Live. And you put them on and now you're like, oh shit, we're in hell. But you've been in hell the whole time, Amanda Seals. So when you say we have been set back by black men not voting against Trump, that's because you falsely believe that somehow you were set forward to begin with, which you weren't. We weren't set forward. Okay? So I'm not here to say that Jussie Smollett set a race of people back. That's crazy. No one person except MLK can set a country or race of people forward. There ain't been no more MLKs. I'm sorry. There's been some people who tried though. Okay? Okay? There ain't been no RFKs, no JFKs, no MLKs. Okay? The K's are gone. We got some Cornel Wesses. All right? But no one person set us back. No one person is going to move us forward. It's going to take all of us banding together, all of us working towards a common goal, all of us being aware, all of us realizing that there's something to fight for, and that is our future. Not just our futures, but the futures of our kids. But you know what it will also take? It'll take people like yourself who read a little bit from Huffington Post voices, black voices, or pick up something from The Root, right? And decide, you know what, fuck that, let me read some more. It's going to take people like you who are lazy, right, who read Rap Radar, watch World Star Hip Hop videos, who jump on Instagram with no policies, no policies at all, and just talk shit and wring their neck and think they know what they're talking about, who do not respect the fact that just because you have a social media platform, that doesn't give you the right to just say anything out your mouth. That it would be nice if you don't know something to talk to people and to become educated first. So that's your responsibility. And if anybody's setting us back, is that we got millions of people like you, Amanda Seals, who don't know what the hell they're talking about, but for some reason, they continue to talk. All right. See, it's not just one person. It's a lot of you. Last but not least, guys, someone sent me this, and this is very interesting, okay? So in my conversation with the icon, the producer, the director, the actor, Bill Duke, we had a conversation about the Me Too movement. He explained what it feels like in Hollywood, and how people that he knows have been impacted by this movement. The pros and the cons. I said the pros and the cons. And then this happened recently. So Lisa Borders resigned as the Time's Up CEO. And this happened a couple days ago, and people were like, Tim, why she resigned? And of course, I put out a tweet like, that's funny, she resigned at a time when it's, all of a sudden, Obama's in office now, and now we realize we got sexual harassment going on in Hollywood. It's like craziest thing. Or we got sexual harassment going on across the country, like people have been putting up with stuff. Yeah. Like they were doing that before Obama, like before Trump, before Obama, before Jimmy Carter. Like that's always been. It's been a constant. People with power have always manipulated people without power. That's what this America's been built on since the days of slavery. People with power have used and taken advantage of people who had no power. Okay? But for some reason, we just discovered it in, 2017? So anyway, Lisa Borders was the CEO of this organization, Time's Up. And she just resigned out the blue. And it turns out she resigned because, Lisa Borders' son has been accused of sexual harassment. Now, some people are upset about it. And some people are laughing. They're laughing because they feel like, hey, there you go. Rooster's coming home to roost. I'm doing either. What I want to do is I want to find out more information about the story, but I want you to know I am aware of it. And yes, it would be very interesting if the president of the Time's Up organization, I don't know, has a son who's a philanderer or a sexual harasser. But what also could be impressive, or more important, because I hope that would be the easy way out if that's the case, is if it's possible that he's not, and this is just an example of what can happen when people can make allegations. So we're going to see. We're going to take time to see. We're not going to jump to conclusions. We just saw it with Jussie Smollett. We're not going to jump to conclusions, even if the media tries to push you to that conclusion. We're going to say, okay, we're going to find out. But as it stands right now, there's been a lot being said about it. All right? And I just want you to be up to date on it. The time's up. Former president has resigned because they say her son has a sexual harassment case he has to fight. All right, guys, that's it, y'all. Give it up for that. And with that, guys, let's go to phone calls while this system's working. Let me put the phone number up here, guys, for anybody who doesn't know it. Phone number, once again, is 319-527-6212. I'm going to take calls in the order that they came in. Let's start it off with 917. KJ, what's up, my brother?
All right, guys, that's it. So I do it up there.
Can you hear me on the phone lines, 917?
And with that, guys, let's go to phone calls while this system's working. I'm going to put the phone number up here, guys, for anybody who doesn't know it. Phone number, once again, is 319-527-6212. I'm going to take calls in the order that they came in.
All right, we're going to have to hold tight on that. I guess I don't think he could hear me when he just called, so I'm rebooting that system. So while that's happening, guys, the phone number is 319-527-6212. And I'm just going to put him back as my next call when I come back up. And that'll do it. Maybe we can jump to chat real quick while the system is restarting. Let's see what we have. All right. Here we go. We're live. Oh, we got look, I got a super chat. Wow, man, I got a super chat donation. Who is that? GDNPB. Have a great weekend, TB. Well, you know what? I will have a great weekend now. Thank you, my brother. Or my sister, whoever this is. GDNPB. Thank you, my friend. There you go. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Look, everybody who supports the show, man, I appreciate you guys keeping independent media like myself, keeping this show active. We're logging back in now, if you're on the telephone lines. Logging back in. I'm pretty sure this is going to work, so just hang tight, guys. My people on YouTube, I got a lot of YouTube love going out there. GM McClinton says Jussie's a distraction. You know what? Everything's a distraction. Everything is a distraction. Give it up for everything being a distraction until the thing you care about gets talked about. That's how it always is. Everyone saws every story I ever cover, there's someone who could say it's a distraction. It's only a distraction if you don't dig deep. What does this show us? This shows us, okay? And maybe it's my fault for not framing it this way, because there's a lot of ways to approach the Jussie Smollett situation. Let me relaunch this window. Okay, I got an hourglass spinning. Here we go. Check this out. What if we looked at the Jussie Smollett situation as an indication of how bad off Americans really are? How even the people that you admire are really doing just as bad as the people, as the average American. Case in point, like if Jussie Smollett being famous on a hit show, if he's not happy, if he has job insecurity, if he's being pushed to do something drastic like this, what does that say about the rest of us? I know when the government shutdown happened and we had government workers who 9 times out of 10, most of the time, they were fine. Like typically they'd be working. Typically they would be working and well, hold on, guys. So when the government shutdown happened, guys, one of the things this showed me that tripped me out was the number of people that had to go to food banks just to get by. Then we're talking about government workers who are supposed to be at least middle class, right? So that goes to show you, man, this whole fallacy is a myth. It's a myth that Americans are doing so well that just because you got a good government job that everything's fine. We had government workers who couldn't go a month without getting paid. That underscores our big financial issue. It underscores the income inequality that exists in this country. And when these types of situations go up, it's important for us what happen. When these situations happen, when a spotlight shined on them, we can stay looking at the sensational part of the story, but we can also dig deeper and start highlighting what this really says about our society. And that's what it says about our society, that even a star who should be considered in the top 1% or 3% of Americans, even that person is so miserable inside. Something's going on in some way, shape, or form. The insecurity, the life in Hollywood, the toxic nature of that industry, whatever it is, right? There's a reason for why people do what they do. We could just say that they're horrible people, they're scumbags, and be done with them. Or we could look deeper and say, you know what? I bet you there's something to it. So, yeah, it's a distraction only if you don't analyze it deeply. And then maybe that's my bad, because I guess I could have went deeper with that story and pulled out the real significance of what it means. All right, 917. 917, I'm not hearing you, my friend. 917. I'm not hearing anybody on 917. Let me try 704. 704, can you hear me? 704, can you hear me? I'm not hearing anybody. Damn it. Damn it. All I can do is restart again. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I have no idea why that didn't work. So, yeah, someone said it's frozen. It's frozen? The system's frozen? I hope not. From my vantage point, things look fine. It's just my damn phone line isn't working. And it's a virtual phone line, guys, because we don't have, like, the best studio setup. Like, if we had a hard line going out to some service that could cost thousands of dollars, we wouldn't have this problem. I'm trying to get there, guys. I'm trying to get there. I'm working on it. You know, for some reason, it takes more than 6 years in the business to be at that point. Maybe it'll take 10 years, you know what I'm saying? But we will get there where we'll have shit that works. We will get to a point where stuff works. That's all I want. I just want to get to a point where stuff works. Well, if I hit a button, it works. It does what it's supposed to do. That's all I want to do. I know it's crazy, right? We got, you know, 2 PCs that work or 2 MacBooks that work or something that works, and you can just say, okay, this does what it's supposed to do. So we're going to try this again, guys, because we are crazy like that way. We insane. We think things should work. We think things should work the way they're supposed to, and we're going back to that phone line now. Facebook people, I guess we'll check with Facebook people. I don't even want to touch this setup. Okay. Booyah. Okay, we're going back into the system now, guys. So, yeah. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, continue the episode. It's not letting me dial. There's no dial. I don't know why it's doing this. not allowing me to dial. There's usually a dial thing it does. Son of a... I got a lot of people in the queue, too. I got callers in the queue. Caller 770, can you hear me? There's nothing I can do, guys. Our phone line's trash. All right. That's my second reboot. I can't sit here and be totally upset forever about it. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry, guys. I think I've tried everything I can try on my end. It's something to do with the service. Like I said, Blog Talk Radio is a paid service that I pay into, monthly service. And there are times when it just does this. It just does not work, guys. We're done. We're toast. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just glad to leave it there, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Unfortunately, we can't get the service to cooperate. They don't care about us. I've contacted them about problems before. They, for some reason, for the last 6 years, whenever I had a problem, it was always me. It's never the system, even though it's an internet-based system. It's never the system. It's the strangest thing. Hey, this didn't work. Yeah, that was you. Well, how do you know? Because it always is the people. It's always a customer. I changed nothing. Yeah, I know, but it's you. So anyway, guys, you know how to find me, Tim at TimBlackTV.com. You can find me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter. And on Instagram, we are Tim Black at Night. And, yeah. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a comment section real quick and show love to the people that called in or the people that have hung around long enough to be counted in that group. I appreciate you guys. So Facebook, we got Mark Lazarus. The customer's always wrong these days, says James Mandolaire. Steve says, been there. David Campbell, rats. Patricia Gardner, Christ Hurl. Yeah, people are watching you. Thank you, Patricia and Chris. Ginger Liberty said, no Uli. Yeah. You see, it happens to everyone. Yeah, it does. Garnet DI Core. Thank you. Garnet says, great show. Mark said, hey, guys. Thank you for being my support systems, right? For having my back. Like I said, like Freedom Friday, it ticks me off because this show is for the callers. It's for you guys and it's for the callers. That's why we do this show. It sets us apart. Yeah, people read messages, but it's something different when you let people call in and express themselves. And we got great callers, guys. I got the best callers. I'm really proud. I'm really proud of the people that call my show, man. The people that call up with diverse opinions. We don't always agree, but we always try to keep it real. And that's what's beautiful about it. So I'm bummed out right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to go get myself a drink or something that's not coffee or tea because I'm really pissed off because this means a lot to me. This is something my people look forward to. But if you are a member or supporter of this show, maybe we need to do a fund me. We need to get off this PC, get MacBooks. MacBooks, everyone tells me, Tim, you should be on a Mac system. Why you keep running PCs? Like, well, you know what? These PCs were gifted to me, right? So maybe we need to make some, maybe we need to raise some funds and get some MacBooks or something. Maybe that's what we need to do, So let's think about that. But meanwhile, guys, I got nothing but love for you. Please have a great weekend. Everybody out there, don't trip. The Tim Black Show will be back in effect. I'll figure it out somehow. Even if I got to reload Windows and do something crazy over here, I will do it. The only problem is I really can't test it till we do a show. These weird things happen only during showtimes, it seems. But I got nothing but love for you. I want you to have a safe weekend. And I just want to let you know I appreciate you. So stay tuned, guys, because I got a lot of great content coming up. I uploaded the full interview between Andrew Yang, where Andrew Yang laid out his platform. Look, I'm one of those people that believe the more ideas. It's all about ideas, guys. It's not about saying, oh, you support Tulsi, or you support Bernie, or you support Elizabeth Warren, or you support Cory Booker, or you support Kamala Harris. Well, I would say, hell no, like, unless the policies are right, and I don't see those policies being right by certain people. Only, I'm about policy. It's policy over party, policy over personality, okay? That's what matters. Now they're like, Tim, you support Andrew Yang. Slow down. I support ideas. I want the universal basic income idea to be something that we strongly consider that gets an opportunity to get heard. People need to hear ideas. I don't know what's wrong with, I disagree with people who want to shut down other ideas. They just want to shut them down because they support something else. There's nothing toxic about Andrew's theories and his solutions. So I'm about sharing these ideas, and I want to, I don't know about you, but I want great ideas up on the debate stage. I want great ideas to have to compete in the market. I want people to be able to choose between what this person's vision of America is and how they plan to implement it, and this person's vision of America and how they plan to implement it. I will make my decision later. Let's slow down. Let's not look. This is bigger. We're not picking football squads. We're not picking a football team. We're not picking a basketball team. We're not picking a boxer in the ring. We're not picking a horse. This ain't a horse race. This is real life. This is our futures, right? So let's take the time, respect the process, and just know we got time. If you like 4 candidates, cool. Give $1 to each one of those candidates if you got it. It's okay. We don't have to have it figured out yet. This process has started a year early. This is way early, yo. This is early. Feel me? So, okay. Real talk. It started really early. So that gives us more time to vet out candidates. I believe that a lot of these candidates that are in it right now won't be in it at the end. But I hope their ideas stay. All right, I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Like I said, I'll see you on the next one. Now look, nobody's fault. I love you all. We're going to stay positive. I'll see you on the next one.
Tim Black. Tim Black.